Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's P to Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry. Subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time. No one does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
What's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Hi.
God, I hope this is working.
Me too.
It's a bit different tonight.
A little bit.
Can you hear us all?
God, I fucking hope so. All right, as long as I can see you guys, that's good. Okay.
If it's not working right, just know it's all Ryan's fault.
Yes, we'll blame it on Ryan.
I mean, you know, I'll take credit where credit is due. This is my fault. Damn it, Pi! How did you know? Where's the hidden camera? Pi said that I couldn't find my pants, so.
She has a secret microphone in your house.
I'm saying. Pi, I would believe that you'd be the laundry, the clothing line thief. You know, stole my pants. I believe it. All right, well, let's get into it. I think everybody can hear us. Everybody can see us. I think.
Okay. Yeah. It's a little. I'm not gonna lie. This is a little strange. I don't like not being able to see Ryan, and I don't like not being able to see the chat.
It throws off the it throws off the the chemistry that we have, Chris. You know.
The feng shui.
Yes.
Now you know how I feel. Be here all by myself.
Oh.
All right, so one of two things has to happen. Renee has to move to New York, or we have to move to Georgia. I don't know.
You guys are moving to Georgia.
I vote Georgia.
Yeah.
But I tell you, Josh is going to say Georgia. He's never moving me again.
Yeah. After all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame him. So yeah, how's everybody doing? Do a little check-in. Everybody's good? Hanging in there?
Good here.
Surviving.
Yeah, we got rain for the first time in I think 2.5 months today.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
It rains here constantly.
Yeah, we're in a really bad drought right now. Really bad burn ban. Like every county like in our area of New York, there's just burn ban right now because everything's so dry. Actually, we were just talking about it at one of the local farms that is by us. That's really well known for like their apple picking and things like that. They just had a huge fire today. I mean, granted, it was caused by gas, but by gasoline, but.
Oops.
Yep.
Yeah, but the dryness of it all didn't help. That's for sure.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, Linda said they're very dry there also.
Pie.
And Pie's got rain and fog, and now she's looking for the walkers.
Yeah, exactly. If it's foggy, they're coming. They love their fog. They love their smoke and mirrors over there in the TWD universe.
So
So is everybody caught up? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So let's roll into it. Episode 2, Tales of the Walking Dead, right?
Yep.
We saw Gina and Blair, which I didn't think that anybody named their kid Blair ever since like the Blair Witch Project. I thought that stigmatized that name, but apparently not.
Yeah, Blair.
People shit on that episode so much, but I loved it. I
got a really bad rap online. I wasn't sure why social media was so angry at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I love Groundhog Day. Like I love that movie, and for me that was like on par with it. Or even if you're a Supernatural fan, right? There's the episode where Dean keeps waking up when Sam gets killed, and he keeps waking up to "Heat of the Moment" playing by Asia on the alarm clock, you know. And you come to find out it's actually like I think it's like the Archangel Michael or something like that, and he's like pretending to be like a trickster god on Earth, and it's really comical. That's kind of what it made me think of. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed the comedic elements that they are still added into it, because we don't get a lot of that in The Walking Dead. So I enjoy that, and I just thought it was fun to see their progression of their relationship throughout each time. You know, they started realizing the different things, especially Blair, you know, realizing how she had treated Gina and the rest of the rest of her employees as things had gone on, and her fiance, you know, that relationship. So I don't know. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was very innovative for, you know, The Walking Dead, because has been nothing like that ever in The Walking Dead universe.
Well, I know. So you were telling us in the pre-show, so because we were thinking like ideas on how they came up with this.
So one of the things that I noticed was in the as they're panning the first scene, they're panning into the insurance company, and there's posters there. One of the posters, if you look at it, had a car on it, and it says "Insurance covering you forever reality." So I thought that was like a little clue that, oh look, there's gonna be, you know, you wouldn't know it while seeing it initially, but you know, I watched it more than once and then caught on to that. And then somebody on Twitter, actually, I think it was Sonia, who posted that on Gina's computer, she was listing all of Blair's personality disorders, and she was researching all that. And it's fully due, and I'm probably butchering my French, Linda, I'm so sorry, but it is a delusion or mental illness shared by two people in close association, where they can go through these things together and, you know, kind of relive these realities and things. So I thought that was very interesting that they, you know, it was right there on the computer screen, but of course only the eagle-eyed people would actually see that. So I thought that was pretty cool that someone caught that, which always shows you to, you know, stop the episode and look at those things on the computer screens and things, because we've seen that many times in other, you know, on a, you know, just there's been different texts and different things where there's been hints and clues like that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, as I watched it, I watched this episode a few times, mainly because I enjoyed it. I really didn't see what the major like complaint was about it, why everybody was so, and I think that's why I watched it so many times, is I wanted to try to like look through a different view or a different vision on like why it got so much like, you know, whack about it. I just couldn't figure it out. But as I watched it, probably for like the third time, I'm watching it and I'm thinking to myself, like, I always try to throw like out of the box ideas. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, I kind of put it into like a video game perspective. So like, let's say you're at a point in a game where you keep making it to a certain point and you don't know what to do. And it keeps, you know, so you die and it resets you. And then you make it to that point, but you figure it out and you make it a little further. And you die and it resets you, kind of thing, you know? And I was just kind of like putting in like if I was playing this as a game kind of thing, you know, just like looking at it that way. And how they couldn't make it until like 5 o'clock, you know, each day at like 5 o'clock, something would always happen. And then, of course, the Groundhog's Day aspect of it all coming into it. Look, I mean, I thought the concept was great. I really did. You know, stuff like that. It's fun. It was fun because, like you said, every time they would run through the same scenario, they would try something different, or something different would happen. And even if they tried to, it was like that. I think it's like the butterfly effect. Like they even try to like do something different. Like when the one point where they try going off on their own, you know, one takes the truck and the other, the one who was with Brian, is that Blair?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Brian, and she just decides to get bitten and die, and they just end up resetting back in the office again. So yeah, I tried to like see what people were so pissed off about, and I honestly, the more I watched it, the more ideas I got about how, you know, like I said, like throwing like the video game perspective at it, you know. like a live action role play kind of like
Yeah.
TV show game thing, you know. So yeah, I thought it was cool. I really liked it, you know. Especially where like the agent, like, but I'm hoping, I know that if people didn't watch it, they're gonna not mind the spoilers anyway. But just so, what I want to know is, what did Gina know that she had a shotgun in the back of her car? Like, I know she said that her brother lives in like a shady area and she watches his kids or whatever, and he gave it to her. But like, I don't know. You're driving around with it, you just keep it in your car.
Well, she said she kept it in the car because she didn't want the kids to have access to it.
Right.
Yeah. So he gave it to her for protection, but she would leave it in the car because she didn't want to be responsible for the kids finding it. Gotcha. So that was how she explained it.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, why did you leave the house? You know, if it was his, why are you? Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And maybe she had heard, you know, because I don't know how long they had been hearing things of people biting and people doing things. So had she heard things and thought, I'll just keep it tucked in here, you know, or something.
Because that was another thing.
She knew how to use it, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She wielded it pretty well. Like,
yeah.
She had held it plenty of times, it seemed like. So
yeah.
I don't know how it is in Georgia, but like in New York, I mean, you can have a shotgun in your car technically. I mean, but you can have it loaded.
Yeah, you can carry it in Georgia. So I don't know about shotgun. I guess I don't have handguns. I know, but
no. And you know, so I'm saying, I think like Pi said it and Linda said it. But I think that's the point. I think that it's not supposed to be The Walking Dead. It's the Tales of the Walking Dead from the very beginning has been said it's different than any Walking Dead story that we've ever seen before, and I think that's very much the point of it. You look at the, like, you know, the zombie, you know, the Z Nation, you know, esque effect that episode 1 had, right? I mean, like, you know, like the cleaver going into her chest, right? Like that was very Z Nation-ish. And the kind of the comedic side of it. And then you have this episode, and it was like Groundhog Day, and so I think that it's refreshing because you don't know what to expect, and if you know what to expect, that is boring to me, and I think that's where we've got a little stagnant with The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, is because it's, you can only tell the same story so many times before it gets boring.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah, Tales, you know, it is only limited by the creators' imaginations. They can, I mean, they have a musical episode written, for crying out loud, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, somebody had said they watched this, and they had, I saw a Twitter thing, and they said, "Oh, great, we got our Groundhog Day episode. Now I'm waiting for the Michael Jackson Thriller episode." I said, maybe that's what they're gonna do with the musical episode. That would be cool, you know. Yeah. And I think that's what, you know. I mean, to me, I love The Walking Dead, obviously. I mean, I write about it for a living, and it's all I do is read about it, write about it, and everything like that. But it gets stale. And so to have something like this thrown in the mix, it excited me. Like, you know, it was just a whole, you know, just something completely unexpected, brand new. And, you know, I have a conversation on Twitter with somebody, and they were complaining about it. And I said, well, okay. I said, okay, it was one episode. These are all standalone episodes. Move on, you know, just move on to the next one. It's going to be completely different, you know? So I don't know what else to tell people that are so upset about it.
Yeah. And you know what, like I mentioned to you guys before, for me personally, I love it because I've always had this conspiracy theory, if you will, that the perfect ending, in my opinion, for The Walking Dead would be to have Rick die. And I mean, this is a lot of this has been before he left the show, but have him like get bit by a zombie, or have him get killed by, you know, a bad guy, and then have him like it all of a sudden it goes black, and then he sits up in bed, and he's kind of like gasping for air, and he's sitting there grabbing his chest or his head or whatever, and you realize, oh shit, he's in the hospital bed that he was in when the whole show started, and then he looks over and sees the dead flowers that Shane brought him, you know, and then he's like, wait, was this, you know, was that all a dream? Like, what the fuck? And then he hears the snarl of a walker. I apologize, you guys can hear my dog. But he wakes up and he sees all, and he hears the snarl, and then it just fades to black, and then it just says AMC's The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think it'd be a better ending than what they have planned for us. So. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
I mean,
I thought. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if they're not gonna satisfy if they're not gonna satisfy us anyway, which I don't think they are, at least go out on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I thought it was great. I loved Parker Posey and Julian Bell together. I saw somebody had posted, they tagged Gimple and Angela Kang and everybody and said, okay, what we want is, those two in a zombie comedy, their own show, just the, I just thought they were so good together, and I loved it. I loved it so much.
They were such a great combo.
Yeah.
It really was. Like, just like the whole thing with the mugs.
Yeah, just
like she turns around and walks away. She takes it. She just drops it. But their chemistry was very good. It was similar to the first episode with Terry Crews, and oh shit, what was her name?
Olivia Munn.
Oh yeah, they just had really good on-screen chemistry.
Yeah.
And like the episode, yeah, I mean, I guess whatever people want to complain because, it's not like the episode is, I think they see it as like, oh, it's a waste because it's just retelling the same thing again. And then they, but I think it was great to see, like you said, Renee, like watch them figure it out as they go.
Mm-hmm.
Like each time something happened, they'd come back and say like, did you watch that man eat that woman? Like, did you watch her bite her? And then she notices the bite on the agent's arm, and then just like as they progressed, it gets to the final point where she's just like, everyone go home, everyone leave, just go home. Like we got shit to do, we got something to do.
Or like I like when she said the one time she told the guy she had the gun and she's like, she's already killed me 5 times. Believe me, like just
yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, but like every time they come back and they're in the office and they're screaming or they're like, going like the one time they're screaming, the other time Blair's talking and smoke's coming out of her mouth when they explode and everyone's like staring at them like, what the hell are you doing? Like, are you okay? I thought stuff like that was really funny.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I actually, the ending, where they find out that the roads are open leaving Atlanta and they're all closed going in. I thought that was really cool to see that finally for once, like that bridge overpass that's always been shown and it's been in so many scenes, and to see like all the people running, with the cars everywhere and then the walkers coming. It's a great idea to use the fuel for the tanker and, light them all on fire and everything. I would have to say that the only thing that kind of like, if I were to say grinded my guts, was the fact that the truck explodes right next to them. And
yep,
like they're literally walking by the front of the truck as it blows up. And it projects them like 20 feet with the flames and everything. And I'm thinking to myself, well, Gail would be half burnt to death.
Mm-hmm.
And, like Blair might be able to walk, like that was like the only thing where I was like, so they've died multiple times during this whole episode, but then right here, the thing literally blows up. They make it to 5 o'clock and they walk away virtually with just some frizzled hair,
But the hair was the tie-in to the gal back at the office, so I love that. Let's take I get this picture for her. That was great.
And
I
think back one of the times they died, and Blair was like on the ground, and she was not that close to the tanker. I mean, she was close, but not that close, and she died. And then they're on the bridge, and they walk right in front of the tanker. It explodes, and it's like a cinematic like slow like fall, fly through the air, fall to the ground, and I'm like, really? You guys didn't die? The fuck?
Well, yeah, they had to make it past 5. That seemed to be the first thing. They needed to make it 5 o'clock or past 5, and they had to do it together because
yeah.
like they shared this reality,
Mhm.
which was, I mean, and the fact that like nobody else, obviously besides them, was in on it, but no matter what, they would always end up, no matter what they tried to change, the circumstances were they either died together or died separately, but they would always end up in the same spot at the same time, in the same scenario, the same people. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're not into that type of thing, or if it's too redundant for you or whatever, yeah, all right, I get it. But at the same time, I thought it was just a very, I thought it was a very amusing episode.
I like that it was at the beginning. That was kind of cool to see the beginning again and see, the no gas signs. And I thought I used that parallel, like when Rick walked up to the gas station and said no gas. Wendell, that was everyone were saying that was a tie into Fear the Walking Dead. I think Linda maybe mentioned that, and then,
oh, the son, yeah, Wendell.
Yeah, that little boy. And there was, I thought the car, it wasn't the right kind of car. At first, I thought that car that Gina drove was like the one Shane drove, that kind of minty green looking. It wasn't the same kind. I looked, but I thought it looked similar, but it wasn't the same car, because I thought that would have been cool. And then, of course, the bridge.
Right? That's like a silver Prius.
I think hers might have been a Prius, but it looked kind of that green. His was like a Hyundai something. I don't remember. But I looked it up because it just reminded me of it. But then, of course, the bridge, that was your, looking into the city. It wasn't the exact same spot where we saw Rick, but it was there. People were talking about how when she plowed through that, the
barricade.
That was the beginning of the traffic jam. Just think, it was just fun to see how people were using different things to tie it into the series, or things that reminded them of one of the other series or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, because if you go to episode 1, they're already 400 and something days in.
Yeah.
And then this one is like literally right at the beginning, where they're getting news of like you said, like the people in the office talking about someone getting bit and so getting attacked or whatever, and people are eating each other and stuff. So, yeah, I always enjoy something from the beginning like that, like reference Fear, because they started out in the beginning in California. It's supposed to be the beginning of the breakout, of course, and everything. So like I always love like an origin story kind of thing, and not that it was so much this is an origin story, but it was just showing you the chaos. You got a quick glimpse of the chaos of the beginning.
Yeah.
If they were to do something on that, like if they were to do like a 1-season series on just the beginning of the outbreak, I'd be so into that. I'd be so into that. Like, like the week before, and then run it until, I don't know, 2 weeks after or something.
Yeah. Would you want to just set in a city, a specific city, or would you just want to be?
Honestly, I think it'd be huge for them to be able to cover it like nationally, like be able to show different. So like say, let's say the CDC is involved, and then you got New York, you got Chicago, and then let's say you throw in, I don't know, somewhere in the Midwest. Chicago is kind of Midwest, but not. But let's say like maybe like Wyoming or Colorado, down to Texas, and then back up, through California and everything.
Like Los Angeles.
Yeah, like have like real, like the heavy populated touch points throughout the nation, and kind of like how, obviously, and they would have to, not that they would have to stick to the storyline, but I think it would be a good idea if they were to do something like that, to stick to the storyline where the outbreak started in California, according to Fear, that's where it started. So to start in Cali and then work your way through, the nation to the East Coast kind of thing. Because they touched on it briefly, and I think it was season 1, towards the end of season 1, maybe the beginning of season 2. They touched on it briefly when they came across in Fear, when they came across the people living at that house.
Pi said Los Angeles gets an earthquake in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. Come on, that would be extra dramatic.
I mean, yeah, let's stay away from turning it into a Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie. We don't need a San Andreas happening during the zombie apocalypse.
Here's what I want to see. I want to see Old Faithful at Yellowstone National Park erupt right in the middle of the zombie apocalypse.
I mean, sure. I would, but see, the things that would be I'd be more interested in if they were to do a 1 or 2 season series, kind of like what they did with World Beyond. Let's say they did two seasons. Like the downfall of the economic system, the downfall of just like daily operations of the United States, and then like how everything would just start decaying. Like think about if humanity just one day came to an end. Like think about our production lines. Think about everything from trucking across the United States globally, and like all the power plants, everything from manufacturing. Like just these places would go unmanned, unoperated, and they would just start exploding, lighting on fire. Like it would just be like a complete and utter catastrophe.
Think about it this way. They could honestly call it The Walking Dead, day one. And it's literally different cities, different towns. You could have metropolises. You could have your more suburban areas. You know what I mean? And literally just show like one episode is the first 24 hours of the outbreak in different locations. Like Chris said, you go to Chicago, you go to Detroit, you go to L.A., New York City, Miami, but then you go to the smaller places too. And see how it affected them.
Yeah,
and how they
yeah,
reacted to it, because you would think that places like obviously with more population and a place like New York City has such a dense population in such a small area that the spread had to have happened very quickly. And I mean, look at Atlanta, right? We saw Atlanta in the first episode of The Walking Dead, and then we just saw it again in this episode. And we essentially saw the first horde in Tales of the Walking Dead, just as they poured gasoline on it, but they were coming out of Atlanta.
Yeah. If they're gonna keep expanding it, I would love to be able to like get that into a comment box somewhere. And just be like, hey, this would be, I think, a really great, unique idea. It would be.
They can just hire me. I'll write it. It's fine. I know they're busy. They're busy. Yeah. I'll just do it. It's fine.
And Chris and I could be the idea guys.
Yeah, you guys can help me, and it'll be fine. They can just let us handle it.
I'm saying, look, I think Walking Dead, day one, or Walking Dead Outbreak.
Yeah, we could do this on our own. We got like Peter, who is into filmography now and everything. And
got Joy, who's a film graduate. I mean, we got peeps. We know stuff. We know people anyway.
We could do this our own small time production. We could do this. We know makeup people, like we got.
We know lots of people.
We have people who have literally been walkers. Like we could do this.
Hey, I just want to say real quick, Janet popped in from the FTWD Horror Nation on Facebook. So she just popped in and said hi in the chat.
What's up, Janet?
Hey, what's going on?
They've been very supportive of our podcast, and we appreciate them so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. I appreciate all the sharing and everything they do for us. It's very kind. We appreciate it.
If you're on Facebook, join the group, and if you can't find it, shoot me a message and I'll send you a link for it or invite.
Yeah.
Oh, hi Rudy. Hi Rue.
You missed Ryan this week?
Yeah, probably. She's like, I can hear his voice.
I know.
Janet just said, I love this podcast, and she said thank you.
Well, we love you too.
We try to be a good time for everybody.
Yes.
Right? We try to be a good time, right, Rue? Yeah.
Yeah. Little puppers.
We try to make it fun and engaging. We don't want you to sit there and just have to listen to us drone on and on and on. We like to spice it up a little bit.
I wanted to go back in the chat here real quick because Linda said, I don't know which episode I hate the most, The Walking Dead episode 12, season 7 with the false deer, or this one of Blair and Gina.
Oh, come on.
Pie, what? Or Linda,
No,
Linda,
said
what?
that.
I'm sorry, Pie. I didn't
You
mean
know
to.
what,
I didn't mean to falsely accuse you, Pie. I apologize.
No,
I
because yeah.
Linda, why?
I give Linda credit because she is a very harsh critic, but she's a harsh critic because of how much she loves the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I give Linda credit for she sticks to her guns. Like, she's got her opinions and that's it. Like,
Okay, hold on. So I don't know, Linda. You know I love you. We share the French thing. But I don't know. You were so against Enid, but now all of a sudden Enid's not so bad. Just saying. Once she died, she wasn't that bad.
Well, I think she likes Caitlyn. She still doesn't like Enid. She's fond of Caitlyn now.
No, but she doesn't hate Enid as much as she hates what's her name.
what's her name? Blair?
No,
Gail?
no. Is it from Fear? I think.
Oh, Madison.
Yeah, Madison.
Oh, she's not a big Madison.
Like Madison.
I'm pretty sure it's Madison. Oh, Iris from
Iris.
that was from from The World Beyond.
Yep, that's what I meant. Yep, Iris.
Oh, Linda.
Oh yeah, she did not like her.
That's okay, 'cause Linda and I felt the same way about Iris. We were on the same team with that one. I think, Linda, I can get you on board with this episode though. You need to watch it from a non-Walking Dead, like a non-biased, opinionated mind. You just have to let it go.
I will say this about Enid, and it kind of was reinforced when we interviewed her at the camp in May. But yeah, Caitlyn's a sweetheart. She really is.
Absolutely.
She's such
great.
a genuine person. But I honestly, my biggest problem with Enid was the fact that I don't know if this was by design or if this was unintentional, but they tied her character so much to Carl's that she could not exist as an independent character.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was like you couldn't have one without the other, essentially, and that was stupid because I feel like they could have done some good stuff with Enid, and they didn't.
They did it with Henry too. They tied her into Henry also.
Yeah.
That's what I think they just kept tying her to do, because then it was, as soon as he was gone, then it was.
I know, Linda. I know. I never said you hated Caitlyn. Never said that. I said you hated Enid.
What was the next Alden? Then she was like,
Alden,
was it she? Yeah. Then she was right. It was like they couldn't let her be her own person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Janice said she wasn't fond of Iris either. So there's.
Yeah. Look. Obviously, we always say this just so it doesn't get confused. It has nothing to do with the actress.
Person. Yeah.
Yep.
Has nothing to do with that person. It's just the fact that they're really good. Yeah, they're really good at their job, and look, we've said it about multiple characters. We said it about Xander Berkeley. We've said it. I mean, it's hard to say about JDM because even though you're not supposed to like Negan, you do.
You love to hate him.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you did an outstanding job playing your character. That whether you were a good guy or not, even if you are on our side, but if you're an asshole, we're not gonna like you. Like
David Dorsey. Oh my gosh, the governor. What a horrible man. But the actor, he's awesome. And an amazing actor. So
look at Seth Gilliam. I mean, one of the most down-to-earth people in the entire world, right? And people hated Father Gabriel for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'll never forget that Gabriel is a main character. He has been for a long time. And you tend to have this, I don't know, I guess, stigma about actors that are, that big, right? That they kind of lose themselves in the sense that they think they're better than all of us, and they're not just they're not people, they're better than us. And it was at Heroes and Villains Fan Fest New Jersey one year, or Walker Stalker. It was a combo at New Jersey, and I was there by myself, and I was walking around, and he was running late because his flight got in late in at JFK, and he's walking and he sees me, and he stops and runs full on sprints at me, threw his arms around me, hugged me, and said, "Oh, he's so happy to see me." Meanwhile, his manager's like, "Seth, we're late. We got to get to the table. You have a photo op in an hour. Like, we got to hurry." And he's sitting there talking to me, asking me how I'm doing. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of guy he is. But people hated his character. But that's because he played a shitty character really well.
Yeah.
Not a
In
shitty
the
character,
beginning.
but like a coward, I should say. He played a coward really well.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely caught a lot of heat for playing that part in the beginning.
Linda is enjoying your home tour, Chris.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just got the notification from Rudy that he hadn't had dinner yet.
Oops.
Yeah, he does that very casually. He walks over to his bowl and he nudges it to let you know it's empty. And then he turns around and stares at you. So
Pi thought you were headed to Ryan's house because you missed him so much.
Yeah.
That's another one though. Teo.
That'd be a 20-minute ride no one wants to take.
When we met Teo in May.
Oh yes.
He was such a cool guy. I mean, I looked at him and I said, no offense, but I hate Sebastian. I was like, every time I see him and just like the shit he says, I want to punch him. And he goes, dude, when I watch it, I want to punch him. And it's me.
He said the same thing. Yeah, he said the same thing.
I walked up to him. He was at the bar at the camp, and he was with Blaze. And I said, I was giving Blaze crap like always. And then I looked at who he was with, and I was like, oh my gosh, I said, sorry to interrupt. I said, but I'm like, Sebastian, you know. And then he goes, yeah, isn't he great? I said, oh my gosh, I hate that guy. And he goes, I know. And and so then we started talking about him. It was awesome. But he is incredible. He's so funny. And yeah, so I'm glad we get to interview him again in October.
Yeah. And it didn't, that's just another, like, goes back to the very beginning where you have to give the person, the actress credit for being able to be something that they are completely not. You know, like, it's just, and you got to hand it to them. Like, you're really good at being somebody we all hate, and you're an amazing freaking human being. You know, like, you're a really good actor. So
I mean, look at Josh McDermott, right? He did it so well that he got death threats. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, jeez, that was nonsense.
I mean, you know, talk about disconnection from reality. You know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of, unfortunately, that happens with a lot of fan base sometimes, and it's not good. Like,
yeah, people are just very strange if they can't make that disconnect. You know, they just they that's very odd.
Yeah.
But
to where you like push people off social media, you know, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and you know, and I met Josh as I cosplayed Eugene. You know. And he was so cool, and he was like, dude, he goes, you're playing Eugene better than I could ever. And I was like, I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult. He goes, kind of both, honestly. And I was like, all right. You know, and he was just really cool about it. And I actually have I have my signed Funko Pop from him, and he drew a pickle, you know, because it's him holding the jar of pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was that Chicago?
Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, Chicago, yeah.
Yeah, because that's no, that was Atlanta. Because
Atlanta.
I was cosplaying Eugene and you cosplayed John Dory.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And I guess Pam is here also from the nation, but she's having trouble commenting. So I just wanted to tell her thanks for tuning in tonight also. But she's having trouble commenting for some reason.
It could be if you're not logged in, it won't let you comment if you're not logged in.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So maybe, but anyway,
yeah. If she's logged into like her official YouTube account, then it'll.
Okay. We'll have to. Yeah.
That's another guy that Zay mentioned, that Ross Marquand. He was such a cool guy, and I met him in Atlanta 2018. No, 2019. And it was right after Endgame came out, Endgame, Infinity War, one of those. And we had seen him as the Red Skull.
Yeah.
And so I had my Kirk Manley, or Batman KM, had done. He does the show. He did the show posters
Oh
for
yeah,
Walker
he did the
Stalker
art,
Heroes
the
Villains Fan
poster.
Fest. And so, since Atlanta is like kind of like the flagship, he split the picture in two, so it was actually two parts. And I had actually, believe it or not, because of the pandemic, I haven't had a chance to get it back from him. He still has it, with a bunch of signatures on it. But I got one of like I think 5 of where it was the whole thing as one picture, and he only had a couple of them, and I bought it from him, and I had as many people there that were on the poster sign it as I possibly could, and I actually got
That's
Ross
great.
to sign it, and so I told him, I was like, "You did such a great job as Red Skull. I couldn't believe it was you," and he starts laughing, and he goes, "Yeah," he goes, "Not exactly what I envisioned when they said you're gonna be in a Marvel movie," and he goes, "But I love doing it." He goes, "But I don't know. I kind of expected to see like my face."
Yeah,
He goes,
right.
"A lot of prosthetic, a lot of prosthetic." I was like, "Yeah, I imagine."
Yeah, and, God, that's just like I feel like that's where I don't know when you get picked to be in Marvel, no matter if you got makeup or something on or not. I mean, that's like that has to be like the I've made it. You know, like that's like that cue in your life where it's like, yeah, I made it. You know, who cares if you got makeup or a mask on or whatever, man? I mean,
Yeah.
or if like you're like Vin Diesel just doing a voiceover. You know, it doesn't matter. You're associated with that character forever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
You know, even with Rocket Raccoon and what's his name there that does his voice? Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
Come on, Renee, you don't know that one?
I know that one. I was like, I see his face. What's his name? See, I know Guardians of the Galaxy. I know that. I told Josh, I said, I'm going to start watching this Marvel stuff because you guys keep talking about stuff and I don't know what's going on.
Oh, you got to you got to dedicate some time to that.
I know. I just don't know if I can do that, man.
What about She-Hulk? Are you going to be able to watch that?
Yes, I really want to watch that. So maybe I'm hoping tomorrow I can set some time aside. I have to watch Alpha's episode again because I haven't watched it on the TV. I've only watched it on my computer, so I want to watch it on the big TV. So I'm excited for that, to watch that for I think the 3rd time.
I'm very excited to talk about that next week.
I know. And speaking of next week, we will talk on that, but what else do we got going on next week?
Yeah, well, speaking of She-Hulk, and everybody out there, do yourself a favor, and if you haven't been able to watch She-Hulk, give it a shot if you're able to watch it on Disney Plus, because we're gonna be able to interview Steve Coulter next week. So Steve will be back on, and he's definitely gonna need some pie for the show. I know that. So he'll be very happy to know that we brought pie.
Because Steve does love pie.
Yes, we found that out. If you guys want a really good laugh, like an extremely good laugh, if you don't know Steve very well as an actor, we can post like a in case you missed it kind of thing with our show we did with Steve, the first one we did, and I mean it's going way back.
I'll find it and post it.
It's going way back, but it might be a little bit of a rough watch because it's going back to the ways we used to do things. But we did our best. But oh my God, we were in tears. We were in absolute tears for that.
I mean, we were
that'll be
paused for about
really,
5 minutes because we were all just like hysterically laughing and crying.
Yeah. So that's going to be a real fun show next week. So if you guys can make it, make sure you come. Make sure you bring your questions for Steve.
If you can send them to me on Twitter or social media somehow ahead of time. It does help us streamline things, but you will be able to still put them in the chat. But sometimes we miss them in the chat. So if you can get them to me ahead of time, it does help us a lot. But
because we'll be back to our normal setup next week too.
Yeah,
Ryan will be at my place next to me. Won't you, Ryan?
Yes. What the fuck?
Oh,
that's why I went like this.
Yes. What the fuck?
Damn, I feel attacked. All right.
Also, as things are just steaming along in the TV production world, the Game of Thrones prequel just came out. I think it was yesterday.
Yes. Yep.
What is it, yesterday? And I mean, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, we're going to be throwing a lot at you in the next couple of weeks. I mean, we're just going to have, our plates will be absolutely overflowing with things to talk about. And even if you don't watch that kind of stuff and you just want to hang out and listen to us talk about it, so that way you know what's going on in the pop culture world with everything else, I mean, hey, come and hang out.
Absolutely.
So yeah. I don't know. What do you guys got anything else? Are there any questions?
I don't know. I was trying to find a answer to Linda's question, and Linda, I didn't find the answer, but I will message you. She asked about ratings for the Tales of the Walking Dead episodes, but I'll have to find it. But viewership and stuff. I will message you when I find that. But Steve also did tell us that this week's She-Hulk episode is big fun. I think were his exact words, is what he said. So
big
don't miss it. Big fun. So.
I feel like there's more. I feel like there's an underlying message in big fun.
There's a hidden message
yeah.
there,
I kind of like that. I was like, is that some wordplay or?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's got some kind of. So we're gonna see like. See, I don't want to spoil anything if no one's seen the first one yet.
Yeah.
But, you know, we had some big fun in the first episode because that was the introduction episode.
I will say, if you haven't watched the first episode yet, make sure that you stick around because there is a post-credit scene.
Oh God, it's hysterical.
And I had tears from laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Good to know. And and if you guys have not watched, I know I think did we talk about Sprung last week? Have we watched? We hadn't watched.
I've watched 2 episodes so far.
Yeah, because the next one will come out this. Yeah. Oh, but if you haven't, so Garrett Dillahunt's in it and everything. You guys watch it. It's hilarious. Yeah. So good.
Sprung. So real quick, Sprung is based in 2020, the COVID outbreak, and he's in jail or prison with a few other people. And I mean, because like this actually happened during COVID, like they were releasing inmates from prisons,
non-violent criminals.
Yeah, non-violent criminals from prisons, and just basically opening the door, putting them on the front step, and saying "see you later." And like it's funny because one of the very first things the guy says is, "Well, where are we supposed to go?"
Because and by the way, there's a shelter in place, and he's like, "We don't have homes."
Yeah, there's a shelter in place. He's like, "Where do we go?" And the guy kind of goes, "Well, that's a head scratcher. We haven't figured that out ourselves."
But yeah, I mean, I interviewed Garrett Dillahunt ahead of them filming that, and he was so excited about it because he knew, it was Greg Garcia who did My Name Is Earl. Yep. He did Raising Hope, and so then Martha Plimpton was in that with him, and her character, oh my gosh, I cannot believe her character in this, just over the top. It is just, it's so good.
It is a really good laugh. It's like the type of laugh. So depending on what side of the fence you were on with COVID, but like it really puts like a light-hearted attempt on COVID, and it's very funny. That's all I can say. It's very funny, and it's just a good watch. It's fun to see people that like we know, we've spoken to, that we've hung out with, in person. And like it's just fun to see them being. It's always a great thing is when you get to see somebody who's left a show that we love, like Fear or whatever, or The Walking Dead, but then you get to see their career still doing really, really well, which is what I love so much about being able to talk to Steve next week.
Oh yeah, he's just done so much stuff since he left The Walking Dead. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like between Yellowstone, the few episodes he's been on Yellowstone, and season 4. And then with She-Hulk, so sure, there's a few other things that sprinkled in between too that he's done.
Yeah.
But those are the 2 main ones that I really want to talk about, because I love Yellowstone. I think Yellowstone is amazing. Yep. And November that kick in, and super excited to talk about Yellowstone.
Yeah, the guy who played Brian in the Blair Gina episode, he was on Yellowstone.
Was he really?
He played, agent. I can't remember what the guy's name was, but he was one of the agent guys, and he had told me in our interview that he was told by Taylor Sheridan that his character might come back in season 5. So he's finger crossing and everything that he'll get. Yeah. So we'll see. That would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and there's so much, like, we've talked about it last week too, but there's so much coming out.
Oh, I know.
It's just going to be, there's the 4-6 ranch that they got there, the 4-6s. That's like another spinoff from Yellowstone.
1932 or is it 32? I think 32.
Yeah, they're 32.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's going to be a ton of fun going on, and we're here to talk about it.
Yeah.
So gives us a lot of time to sit down and watch TV, which is rare.
I feel like that's all I do.
Well, I either do it from my phone or I do it, when I actually have time to sit down in front of my couch. But I think probably 75% of the TV I watch now is on my phone. So, but hey, it gets it done. It puts me in this seat.
And she has not watched Yellowstone yet.
Pie, come on. Pie, you're really missing out. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what's going on over there in Finland or, but you gotta like, I don't know, stick an antenna on your roof and do something to get Paramount. I don't know, but you gotta get. I'll see if I can find one of those ways. Like those ways. I'll see if I can find.
I've got a way.
Ways. What's that, Rye?
No.
Zay hasn't seen it either.
I'm just gonna say, where there's a will, there's a way.
Oh yeah.
And I have a will and I have a way.
We will find. Yeah, we either have that way or we'll find it. But you will watch Yellowstone and you will love Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Pie will definitely love Yellowstone. I can already see Pie loving Yellowstone.
Yeah.
I can see her being a huge Beth Dutton fan.
And a Rip fan. She's gonna love Rip.
She's gonna love Rip. Rip.
Everybody. So I don't say that because I I love you like family, but I have this picture that you walk out of your front door every morning and there's a penguin on your front lawn. That's my. I don't know why, but that's what I see.
Why the fuck would there be a penguin in Finland?
I don't fucking know. It's cold or some shit. I don't know.
What the fuck does that
I don't
mean?
know.
I think, isn't Finland one of the countries that does that weird shit with curing some kind of shark meat that like you can only have in one part of the world. It's like really disgusting, and the only way you can eat it is if like you hang it and dry it and cure it.
Gross.
Yeah. I forgot, but I think it's like Finland, honestly, that like because they eat like a lot of that.
Anything about shark weird meat stuff.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's like out there. I don't. If it's not Finland, it's close to Finland. Maybe it's Greenland. I don't know.
Pie said that's
Iceland.
Iceland.
She said Iceland. She said it's Iceland.
Iceland. Yes. See, Pie knew what I was talking about, though.
You had the wrong land.
Yeah, I had the wrong land. See, but the fact that she knows what I'm talking about, I guarantee Pie's ate it. Like I know she's had it probably.
No, Pie's just really knowledgeable.
Yeah, she's smart. She is smart.
Well, when you live in Finland, there's nothing to fucking do besides educate
or pet
yourself.
your pet penguin.
Do you guys want another good talent?
What's that?
It's seriously, it's something very trivial, but I admire this. She is a very good like you show her a clip with no sound and somebody's talking and she can like voice ad lib what they're saying like funny. You know what I mean? Like
she can do voiceovers.
Well, no. Like they'll put a clip of like Xander from a movie. Just his lips moving, and whenever she comes up with the caption for it, it's like dead spot on. It looks exactly like what he's saying, even though it's not what he's saying.
So she does like a bad lip read.
Yeah, like that, and she's so good at it because then I can't even get like the right words to come. Like that's all I can imagine him saying.
That's funny.
She's so good at it.
All right, Pie. All right.
So anyway, I admire that, Pie. I'm jealous because I just sit there and stare at it and can't think of anything.
Is this something they do on Twitter now?
On Xander Berkeley Fridays, a lot of times they do that. Yeah.
I feel really bad. Like out of all the platforms that I slack on the most, I slack on Twitter now so much.
Yep.
I feel.
Well, they dropped me out. They don't even tag me on Xander Berkeley Friday anymore because I haven't even posted. I've been terrible about it, so I kind of got dropped. But I still peek in once in a while.
Yeah, I poke my head in like maybe twice a month. I say hi real quick and then dip out.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like it's so hard to have all these platforms and
Mhm.
do everything you
Life
got to
and
do in a
stuff.
day. Check in here, do that. It's a lot of work.
It is.
I don't get
It
paid to
is.
do this. You know, once we start monetizing, maybe you never know.
Yeah.
We need about another 10,000 followers.
Yeah. So guys, if you guys can get us like 10,000 followers,
Yeah.
then we can
Right.
do this for legit. That'd be great.
We'll just sit here and talk content all day
I
long.
like that. That sounds
Yeah.
like a great idea.
Screw my normal job.
Well, I still have to write, but I can write while we're talking. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
multitask.
Do that for fun. That'll be your fun gig.
Yeah.
Won't have to
It
be.
already is my fun job. I'm
Yeah.
living the dream. Literally.
That's fair.
When people say that, they're not. I literally am living the dream. So.
No, when people say I'm living the dream, it usually means like shoot me now.
Yeah.
Like please just put me out of my misery. But Renee is literally living her best life.
I really am. I should be by this old as I am.
Oh, stop it.
Oh my God.
What are you like 26?
Right
Come on.
now.
Oh my gosh. You guys know what monumental birthday I celebrated this year.
You don't look a day over 38.
Good. All right, I'll take it.
Which makes you younger than me, so that's good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm right behind you though. Don't worry. I'm chasing very closely behind.
Well, I'm done now, I think. So you'll probably pass me.
No more celebrating? Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I'll still celebrate. I'm over it. I'm fine. It's all good.
It don't mean nothing.
Nope. Not at all.
All right. Well,
So yeah, I guess we're
we'll
good.
wrap it up. Yeah, wrap it up. We will we'll see you guys. It's Monday. We'll be back. And we'll be here with Steve Coulter. So
Tuesday.
I'm sorry, Tuesday. Yeah, my bad.
Right? Is that the wait? Let me make sure. Wait, let me get my numbers
I
right.
think it's Tuesday the 30th, yeah.
Okay.
Because today's the 22nd,
right.
so a week from today's the 29th, and then one extra day.
Yes. Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday.
Tuesday. Okay, my bad.
was-
Tuesday. We'll be here Tuesday at 7.
I had to check the messages to make sure I told him what day I told him. So yes.
Yeah, and we'll have a good time. We'll be here
Yeah.
with Steve.
Yeah. So everybody watch Tales of the Walking Dead D. So we'll touch on that also. And yeah.
Yeah, because that's man. That was gonna watch it again.
Yeah, even Samantha Morton said she was shocked when she read the script. I thought that was pretty awesome when the actress was shocked at the character. I thought that was very interesting for her to make that comment.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
It's very good stuff. So brush up on that. Check out She-Hulk if you have the ability to. And we'll be back. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep.
All right.
All right, everybody.
Later, guys.
All right.
Hanging out.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey, Renee, Chris, and Ryan going live. Best podcast, Beauty and the Beast. Sit back and catch a vibe. Oh yeah, we talking zombies and apocalypses and all those things you like. Going beast mode, and if you didn't know, it's Peter Z up on the mic. Whoa, hey, TWD family, grab the snacks about the pantry. Subscribe and like if you can, please. Or those walkers eat you like some candy. Hey, okay. You at the right place at the right time.
Yeah,
no one
here.
does it better, that's the bottom line. Beauty and the Beast, this is prime time. Let's go.
No, it's doing the exit music now.